Alright everybody, how's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, getting ready to try another tournament run before the tournament goes kaput. So, I won earlier with my Deep Dwarf, and that means that so far in the tournament we've won with a Gargoyle and a Deep Dwarf. I had a Hill Orc going that was brilliant, that I was getting ready to, I thought was surely going to turn the corner and just make a deep run, and I got sent to the Abyss, and it was awful. I didn't make it out. It was a bad decision of mine to go into, I was in the Gauntlet, and I picked a path that had a wizard. I thought I could kill the wizard fast enough before he would banish me. It didn't turn out to be the case. I should have just not taken that path, not risked it with the gear that I had, and my poor magic resistance. It was a bad calculation, and so, c'est la vie. So I'm going to go with something really, really easy for myself, and try to just get a nice, easy win to coast out of this. I'm going to go with a Minotaur, okay? And so, I've had different backgrounds. I've already won with the fighter, and I've won with the berserker. So I'm going to then try to win with a gladiator, I suppose. And now the cool thing about Minotaur is he is fantastic with everything. And I'm going to go with a flail instead of an axe. Alright, so for this particular run, we're going to try a Minotaur Gladiator, and I'm just going to play this very, very by the book in terms of my book of how I have come to understand to have some modicum of success in the game, and I'm going to try really hard to not make catastrophic errors that unhinge and derail the run. So we're going to try to play a little bit more optimally than I usually do. We'll see how that goes. Okay, now I'm starting out with a flail. I picked a flail because I've played it. I've just been using an axe a lot, and so I kind of like to switch. Minotaurs don't have the same aptitude with swords, so there's no point for me to go that direction. And I don't really feel like doing a polearm. I like maces a good bit. You can get some insane damage on them, and then you don't have to worry about having a flaming brand for hydras, so we'll just go this way for now. These are the starting skills with a gladiator. I'm fine with a lot of these, but I am going to turn off dodging and pick up armor. And I'm not actually going to level up throwing right now. And I'm going to double time on maces and flails. Okay, so this is a pretty reasonable start. I need to maximize how much I put into my weapon so that I can hit more and survive. I am a gladiator, meaning that I've got some cool throwing nets, which are extremely useful, but they don't do damage themselves. And I don't have, I don't start with any potions or any abilities at all. So, given that, we need to hit things. Alright, so let's go. Let's see what the dungeon has for us. Okay, so we have a potion. I'm going to pick that up. Move the mouse cursor out of the way for you, and then I'm going to get these stones just as a backup to throw at people. I'm going to step back into this hallway. Wait a minute, do I? That's pretty funny. I didn't realize that gladiators just start wearing a hat. That's kind of neat. Okay, well, there's a ring right off the bat. I am going to quiver these stones, all right? And so I'm going to use these stones to just kind of antagonize and pull enemies toward me. instead of the net. What's that red stone over there? Hey, what's up, BTS? You know what? I did. I finished... I'm going to post the entire video series on YouTube. It's going to be like... It's ridiculously long. I think it's like 4 some hours. But I finished it earlier just playing, not on stream. And I ended up getting 4 runes and escaping. I got the Vault's rune, and then I just went and got through Zot, and I was trying to decide if I wanted to take that Deep Dwarf into Extended. But the thing is, I don't know how much you play Deep Dwarf, but I hadn't played in a bit, and I switched gods to the Shining one, which is extremely useful, but I ran out of healing. I only had like 8 MP left because I basically was just getting tormented and destroyed by the enemies in Zot 4 and 5, like Orbs of Fire and Torment or electrical damage, would just leave me so low that I would have to use all of my healing, and I didn't foresee me surviving. So I just took the runes and I ran out, but I was able to win. So I did get a second victory, and I'm trying to just give myself a nice easy victory here with a Minotaur and see how that goes. This red room is ominous. Now, I picked up a ring. Yeah, you know what, dude? That was kind of like what had to happen. And to be honest, when I play Deep Dwarf, that is how it goes. Like, but it's microcosmatic of any class. Like, if you just don't have the consumables for Extended, you're not going to make it. So much of what I focus on is like the overall macro gear. You know, your weapon, your armor, jewelry, and stuff like that. And that is all vital. But then the micro, or maybe like the peripheral utility gear, your scrolls, your potions, if you just don't have them, you can't make it. You know, if you don't have enough blink or teleport, and you are going to rely on those, or you don't have enough heal wounds, or the other thing, actually, BTS, that I ran out of was potions of mutation. I got this nasty mutation on my Deep Dwarf, which was that healing potions would not heal you as much. They were just not as effective. And on some characters, you can just get around that. But because I had lost my Trog's Hand regenerative ability and had no healing ability directly through the Shining One, except for killing certain evil monsters, all of my potions were not giving me enough, and so it made me go through my potions even faster too. And then I only had 1 potion of mutation left when I cleared the game, and that's just not going to be enough for trying to dabble in the Abyss and Pandemonium. Now, granted, I could find more, potentially, but no, exactly, dude. I just got out while I could. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take a victory and try to survive. And it worked out to be a pretty smooth escape, completely unlike the escape that happened with my gargoyle, where I got pulled into the Abyss twice. It was nice to have a real easy exit. I had to do some annoying clearing on Zot 5 and just fight a whole bunch of Orbs of Fire and killer clowns and things, but we did it. So let's just get this guy tricked out. Alright. This Knoll, hey, what's up, man? You think I should try Nem? Is Nem the one that's like gives you a deck of cards and you like randomly draw cards from it and do all kinds of bizarre stuff? Or am I like completely misremembering how that works out? No, it can be strong. I've actually had a lot of fun and success with it in the past. And, you know, it's a good suggestion, cystic fibrosis. I think what I'm going to do for now is be super vanilla on this run just to see how it scales up and see if I can try to make a run at extended, because there are some points in the tournament you can get just for exploration, and I actually haven't even taken the character into Pandemonium or Hell yet, and so I will get points just for going in those places. So I'm going to play it as close to the vest as I can, and then if I manage to get a victory, I'll go hog wild with another character. I wouldn't mind trying a centaur or something like that and just see how ranged works out. But I plan on actually taking Okawaru and just seeing if the RNG gods are in my favor and I get a bunch of good loot drops from Okawaru, and that the heroism will keep me alive. But we'll see how it goes. And then I'll just switch gods if I make the turn to extended. Okay, so let's check out the inventory. I've got... Yeah, you know what? I wish it was going to be more exciting, but the time left in the tournament is so limited, and I would love to get one more win. So I'm kind of like, I'm just playing tight. Like, I'm not... I had a couple deaths on some characters earlier that should have gotten farther, and it shook me a bit. And so sometimes I do this in Crawl where, like, the game just beats me down so badly, and I just want to rebound and have a, you know, an easier time of it. And so I just go back to what I know. And I play a class that's stupidly powerful. Or, I'm sorry, not a class, a race like Minotaur. And then, you know, try to turn it on. Going Gladiator is kind of interesting as a background choice here, just because it puts my intelligence at 5. And so it's not critically low. I'll still probably have to actually raise that later. So let's read some scrolls. Let's hope that this stack of 3 scrolls is Identify. It certainly is. That is such a good way to begin. All right, let's just check out this ring. A +4 ring of evasion. Well, to be honest, that's actually really good for right now in the game. I'll put this on because now we have a 16 evasion. So we're like dodging all over the place in our, you know, leather armor. As soon as we get anything better, we'll put it on. Actually, I think did I see some ring mail? I sure did. Let's get this ring mail on. All right, so I'm going to put on this ring mail. There we go. And so we still keep that 16 evasion, but we bump up our armor class to 5, which is nice. And then I'm going to read some Identify to get these potions. 2 potions of curing. Beautiful. So that means that we probably can survive some adders, some poison. Like one of these guys, a cobalt with some poison darts or an adder or something like that. I hate dying early to poison damage, so it's nice to get some curing potions just right out of the gate. I'm gonna identify this scarf. It's a Scarf of Harm. That is the one I did not want to see. We're just gonna drop that. I'll also drop this leather armor. All right, so let's just go beating people down. Also, to be honest, ooh, okay. Great. I'm going to take strength early. I will start taking intelligence at some point with... I could go Ashinzari, but I'm Minotaur, so... not really the best. Being diverse with a race like Minotaur just doesn't work as well as I'd like, given their aptitudes and intelligence. But... I did think about playing Null. I love Null. And Ashen's is perfect there. All right, so good. Let's see. We've got some more scrolls. Let me go back here, and let's start checking these scrolls out. All right, read teleportation. Read blink. Wow, blink and teleport right out of the gate. That's good. Scroll of fear. That's what I was hoping for. Enchant weapon. I don't plan on using this flail very long, but just in the very, very beginning, if you can get an enchant on your primary weapon, it will save your life. Just that extra time or two that you hit with the extra damage. The accuracy, most of all, is the bonus I'm looking for. Now, here's a bunch of gnolls. So I'm going to switch, and I'm going to get my throwing nets out. Remember, I started Gladiator, so I'm going to just try to get these guys pinned down. Okay, cool. So I've been able to net this dude, and I'm going to just beat the crap out of him while he's in the net. And this will make these gnolls easier. Like, the gnolls, they're... Because I was able to actually net the gnoll in the back who had the reaching weapon, that spear, it completely nullified that gnoll fight. Gnolls can be such jerks when they stack in a row, and then the guy behind can reach you, and you're getting hit by two gnolls at once, because they do pretty good damage for the early game. So that made that terrific. All right, let's just keep going. I'm going to quiver my stones again and just throw stones at people. And then there we go. Okay. Let's take these dudes out really quickly, and then let's... I'm checking for armor again, see if we found anything better than this ring mail. We have not. So we're going to keep going. We got a scroll. What is it? Remove curse. Brilliant. Okay. There's some bolts. Alright, and that's dungeon 2. How many enemies so far? It's okay. Alright. So this is a wide open dungeon 3. So I'm just going to throw stones for a second. Wow, look at that. See, that's glorious. You know, I always like kind of poo-poo on the headbutt of the Minotaur. But sometimes, I mean, it's not going to happen a lot, and it's mostly early game. But you get ridiculous interactions like that, where the bat comes in, you know, with his super fast blink-like movement to hit me, and I just headbutt the bat and kill him without even doing anything on my end. It's beautiful. That's like the best headbutt I've had in a while. Okay. All right, so we've got the hobgoblin down, and now we can just fight this. I was going to stair dance here, but there's really no need to now. It's just me and this worm. Now, if somebody comes on the screen, well, sure. Ooh, we got a sleeping... Oh, Jesus, this dude has a Falcon of Distortion, huh? Alright, so this is a good time to get my nets out and see if we can pin this guy. We cannot, so we are just going to pray that we can kill him before he distorts us. Very good. Ooh, there's chainmail. Brilliant, brilliant. The only thing about going Gladiator that, like, you know, unnerves me a little bit is just that you start out with such bad armor. But I've been able to elevate over even what a fighter would get with this chainmail. Now I'm just feeling the burn of not having a shield, but it's fine. All right, let's try to net this adder. Good. Okay. Hey, another enchant weapon. Ooh, boomerangs. That is amazing. Nothing like a big stack of boomerangs when you start out as a gladiator. I mean, not as... javelins would be ideal, but, I mean, I love boomerangs. Alright, so let's quiver these boomerangs then, and start putting them on display. Now, this dart slug is going to want to shoot his magic dart at me. So I'm just going to try to step around so he has to come the back way. He's so slow. Okay. Now remember, I have a flail here, so I don't have any cleaving benefit. So I would normally just stand here and get into this fight, but the gnoll with that halberd is kind of distressing, so I'm going to actually walk this back all the way to the steps. Here we go, and just take this guy up, and then I'm going to find a different staircase down. I'm playing really, really tight because I just don't want to die right now. And we can take on that gnoll later. By himself, he's really not that bad, but... Alright, there we go. Level 5. Let's do it. Okay, okay. There we go. Alright, so now we're just cleaning people out the way that Minotaurs do early game, because their strength is insane, so they just can hit and crush people. Ooh, they're trying to net me, but actually that's brilliant, because that means I'm going to get some more nets. And you can try to whip me all you want, dude. It's just not going to help you the way that you thought it would. Okay. I'm fine with the way that our skills... Oh, there was a whip of electricity? Oh, yeah, buddy. Good call, man. Thanks for spotting that, cystic fibrosis. Yeah, we will switch to that right away. So, for those keeping score at home, we got a whip of electrocution. Now, remember, we went maces, and whips fall into the maces and flails category. Now, their base damage is 6, so whips are just straight terrible later in the game. But early in the game, they're fast and they have good accuracy. Like, for example, my flail is +0 base accuracy and has a base attack delay of 1.4. So this whip right now is actually a nice improvement for us because it's faster, it's more accurate, and most importantly, it has electrocution and it's a +2 whip. I wouldn't take just a whip over a flail, but you give me electrocution, we're gonna do it. Alright. Oh, here we go. Gnoll party. Okay, so I think the best place to fight these gnolls is right here in this hallway, but I want to get there in such a fashion that these guys don't wise up and like flank me. So let's see if I can... Well, first of all, let's just see if I can net somebody. I want to net this guy. There we go. And then I'm just going to step into this guy and kill him by himself. Kill him by himself. And I'm going to try to net this guy again. And then just destroy him while he's stuck in the net. Okay, so that was a gladiator for the win situation. Now, there is an argument to be made for enchanting my whip of electrocution with this scroll of enchant weapon. However, I don't plan on using this whip for a super long time because of its crap base damage. So I might save that for a better branded flail. Let's read some other scrolls, by the way. Scroll of Enchant Armor. That is so nice. We are going to enchant our hat. And normally I don't like to enchant a hat because as soon as I find a helmet, I will put it on. But I don't want to enchant my chainmail because that is going to be upgraded also to plate mail as fast as I can. And I have nothing else to enchant. So, you know, it's just an artifact of me blind reading that scroll and having to... I guess I could have canceled it, but to be honest also, I'll take the armor class bonus to early in the game. Like I said, I don't really want to die. So, you know, there's great arguments to be made for sandbagging that scroll, but I'm not doing it right now. I'm going to go strength again. There's some gloves. How beautiful. I love a nice pair of gloves. Let's put on some gloves. +0 gloves, that's fine. Got an 11 armor class. Doing good. We're still in fantastic shape. There's another enchant weapon. Jesus. We're still in fantastic shape with our 13 evade. I'm going to net that scorpion and then just absolutely embarrass that guy. Okay. Now, I need to quiver my boomerangs. Alright, there we go. So, luckily, he didn't poison me either time. I am going to go into my inventory and just get rid of these stones. So, we were using them when we didn't have boomerangs. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so that was like a complete moment of mental atrophy there when I was thinking about not enchanting my hat because I'd put on a helmet. I'm a freaking Minotaur. Minotaurs don't wear helmets. We got horns on the head. So the hat is as good as I'm going to get. So that makes me feel even better that I enchanted it because I'm not taking it off unless I get a magical hat. Because that helmet I cannot wear. It is the one drawback. Oh, there's the plate. Just right there for me. Love it. Oh, Natasha wants to come talk. Okay, so Natasha really isn't a big deal most of the time. Let me see what I've got. All kinds of things that I could do. Actually, I'm going to just identify these potions here. Brilliance. Okay, let's boomerang Natasha. Natasha's almost dead. Yeah. So Natasha's been killed for the time being with boomerangs. So that's great. Let's pick up this plate mail. I'm going to stand here and I'm going to... Well, okay. Let me chop up Natasha, actually. Okay, let me just get a little bit more of a clear zone. Okay, this is good. Now I'm going to put on my plate. Putting on plate takes forever. So you can see then in the text box that it took me 4 turns to remove my chainmail and then 5 turns to put plate mail on. So that's just 9 turns I'm standing there doing that. So you really want to make sure there's no enemies that are going to wander into your field of vision while you're naked. When you're putting on intricate plate armor. Okay, so now we're up to 13 armor class, and our evade has turned down, but that's fine because our GDR is swelling. Okay, so let's go then into our inventory. I'm going to read the rest of these scrolls of identify. Read here, identify here, identify this last potion. Okay, so let's now push Q for quaff and look at the potions that we have in our arsenal. Brilliance, I'm going to drop. Magic, I'm going to drop. And not pick up, but haste is awesome. Cancellation is useful. Invisibility, not so much. Maybe in some emergency situation. But anyway, it's always good to just get potions identified. So I'm going to push the backslash and open up this screen here, which allows you to kind of like customize which items you auto pick up, which you don't. I'm going to keep all of these scrolls. The plus sign means you'll pick it up. The minus sign means you will ignore it when you're doing auto explore. Alright, so, or just you walk over it with auto pickup. Brilliance will now be off, and magic will also be off. I want to pick up boomerangs. I'm not picking up stones anymore. I want to auto pick up javelins if I ever see them. Darts, I don't care about. I would like to pick up phantom mirrors and tremor stones and lightning rods. Now, granted, I turn these evocable items on, but for lightning rods and tremor stones, I turn them off once I get one, because there's no purpose to pick up more than one. because they share the same charges for cooldown. I'm gonna turn this Ring of Evasion off. I already have one. That's fine. Okay, and then that's good. And now I'm actually going to go into my inventory and I push D, and this allows you to drop multiple items at the same time that you click on. We'll drop the Brilliance, we'll drop the Magic, we'll drop the Chainmail, and that's good. And it's push Enter, and then we did that. Okay. Remember, if you drop stuff in this game, it just goes on the ground. You can always go pick it up again, so it's not like it's goodbye forever. Alright, there we go. Natasha's back, and she is pissed. Ooh, and we got this, like, orc coming to join the party from more than one orc. We're getting flanked. That was not supposed to happen, given that I had explored a lot of that area. Where do I want to take this fight to? It's not a super challenging fight. I'm actually going to just get over to this orc wizard. Now, if I kill Natasha, her white imp summons will go away. She's dead. There they go. And luckily, this wizard just wants to stay in here and try to stab me with his dagger so we can see him well enough to kill him. And that worked out fine. Plate mail working out well there. Okay, level 7. Beautiful. Alright. An ID'd potion. Strawberry. We got gold. Getting hungry. Now this should be the last Natasha. Let me see what my quiver situation is like. Okay. I'm going to just pelt her with boomerangs. And then give her some electricity. Ooh, she had a potion of cancellation now. Take it. And she's been put to rest. Okay. Now actually, I'm going to search for throwing stuff. I lost all my nets already. That is too bad. You start with 3. I thought those gnolls would drop some. Maybe they dropped me 1, but I don't, I'm not sure I got corroded there. That's why I stair danced that single slime, or jelly up, because I don't want to fight anybody corroded. I'm not sure what the mechanics are, but if somebody breaks free of your net, does that destroy your throwing net? It seems like it does. And that's a shame, because most people are going to break... Okay, here's an ogre. So this would be something I would want to net. Let's... Before I use my... Like, I could quaff a potion of haste here to just guarantee that this guy doesn't wreck me. Now, I have 61 hit points and plate armor. So I could take probably 1 or 2 hits from this dude, but what I could do is like take a hit, then read my scroll of teleportation, and then just start running away because he's a slow ogre and get out of there. So I'll do that. I kind of want to hold on to my potion of haste, and let's just see how much we can hurt this guy with our boomerangs before he gets to us. Ooh, he stepped out of line of sight. That was so wise of him. So we'll step back here. The leopard gecko, I don't care about him at all. I'm going to let him do his thing. 1 hit, 2 hit. Oh, look at that. That is... I'm telling you, I feel that the stars are aligned for my Minotaur right now. Now, knock on wood, this guy could just club me into the ground, like whack-a-mole style, and ruin my stars, but... I mean, look at that. I was like, I'm going to ignore this gecko. And just like before with that bat, we headbutt the guy. That's so great. That's so great. Okay, so let's give this guy a boomerang. And then now we are faced with him. He hit us, but we hit him pretty heavily. We hit him again. Okay, we got him. No problem. And maces and flails up to 8. All right. I have 3... scrolls of enchant weapon. I'm still sandbagging them though. I could change my mind, but I just am remiss to enchant this whip. given that I don't plan on using it for a super long time. Okay. Yeah, I think that's well put, cystic fibrosis. That's the way I meant to say it. I mean, like, giving it +1 hit, +1 damage with it isn't really what's going on here. It's the Electrocution brand that's wrecking people. And so it's much better saved for a heavier, slower mace that has less accuracy. Preferably, wow, that's 4. All right, game. Let's just get a nice... Okay, there we go. Let's just get ourselves a nice mace. Let me see what maces we've even seen. We've seen this +1 flail that I have, and that's it. So nothing better than a flail so far. Morning Star is the next step up, and then Evening Star is the ultimate one-handed mace in terms of damage, base damage. I believe it's better than even a Holy Scourge, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Alright. I mean, Holy Scourges are just... Evening Stars are rare enough. Yeah. I think... Okay, so let's see what's in this transporter here. There's an Iguana and a Crimson Imp. The Imp will be annoying because he's hard to hit. There's an un-ID'd scroll, some gold, and if I really wanted to go Rue, but I think I'm okay for now. I don't want any shenanigans. I'm in anti-shenanigans mood. All right. Okay, so the jelly corroded me easily, but that's okay. Okay, let's go down. All right. Oh, Jewelry Emporium. Wow, that is so awesome. Let's see what you got. Okay, so the +6 Ring of Strength and the Amulet of Reflection. Jesus, like my favorite items. Okay. I mean, Strength is good. It's not like you have to have it, but I love it. Amulet of Reflection is indeed one of my favorites. So I can't afford these things, so I'm going to put them on my shopping list. Even this Ring of Protection, I'll potentially remind myself of. So I'm putting all these items on my shopping list. Unfortunately, the artifact ring here is not very good. I don't care about dexterity, so it's outclassed even by a regular +6 Ring of Strength. But just knowing that that stuff is there is tremendous. So if I can get myself a shield somewhere... Oh, wait a minute. Here's a mace itself. Okay. Let me just... Okay, yeah. A mace is like +3 attack and 8 base damage. And flail is 10. Okay. So I'm going to drop this mace. I just wanted to remember where that thing fell on the scale of maces. Okay, so this centaur is going to rip me apart because I don't have a shield. I'm going to step out so I don't have to face him. And just kind of let him come around the corner at me. Alright, so let's see. Here he comes. And I'll step in and just give him some electricity. Alright, now we do have a bit of an issue in the background as this Orc Warrior has got a two-handed weapon. And I'm pretty low on health, so I'm going to actually just go up the steps here. I got confused. Okay, so let's see how this goes. Okay, the confusion wore off, and I'm going to go up the steps. The wizard might very well come with me. Let's just explore around. Okay, so he didn't come. So now I'm going to heal up. Now, I'm not going back down those stairs. There's no way in hell. If I were to go back down these steps, I'm going to get hit by, at the very least, the Orc Warrior one time for free with his big old halberd and his strength. But there's also a chance that the wizard could be standing in front, hit me with a dagger or a spell, and then the Orc Warrior could be standing behind him and reach through and hit with his weapon. All in all, it's a bad staircase for me, so I'm going to wait and just use a different one. Okay, so we actually come out really close by. Here's the same Orc Wizard, probably. But he's no longer invisible, so we can handle him very easily. Alright, let's just heal up. I'll tell you what, after playing Deep Dwarf, being able to push the rest button and get your hit points back is so freaking nice. It's fun playing some of these classes that completely change the basic aspects of how you play the game, but after a while, I just really miss being able to regenerate hit points. Alright, let's see if we can take this guy. We've got nothing quivered because all my boomerangs got eaten up. So I might go pick up some stones, but I doubt it. Do I have anything to evoke? Nope. Do I have anything that I want to drink? Not really. I mean, actually, I'm going to just go ahead and identify some stuff, see if I can get a heal wounds going. Okay, we didn't find heal wounds. Alright, so this guy is now going to hit me, so I need to step in and just take his first hit and his second hit. He's hurting me badly here, so you know what I'm going to do is I'm just going to teleport and move back one. Now, he can hit me. And he can hit me again. So I had to move through a couple of his squares. Okay, but we got away. Actually, you know, it's interesting. I don't know if I necessarily needed to use a teleport scroll in that particular situation. Because he had that reach weapon, he didn't follow me immediately. Because he could just evoke his items, so I wonder if that one square buffer would have been enough for me to get up those stairs. It probably would have. That's a good thing to remember in the future, just for saving my teleport scrolls. Now, he is down, like, here. So I could maybe make it to this staircase, but I don't want to run into him again at this exact moment. So, there he is. Okay. I'm going to move around. Oh, there's a sky beast. That's unfortunate. I'm going to move around, dodge this way, and just go up. Now, hopefully, I took them both. Okay. I drank my potion of haste there because this sky beast is a problem. Now, I'm actually going to change over to my flail and then hit this guy, and we killed him. And the reason I did that is because Sky Beast, I don't think he takes crap for damage against electricity because he is like electrical, or he at least does electric damage. So my whip might not have hurt that guy at all. And so I needed to switch to a heavier weapon, and I did, and luckily we won. But we've had some nice little scares there. Let me just... I'm pushing Control-O. I'm just going to check on what gods have I seen so far. Yep. Nem, Ashenzari, and Rue, which we talked about. And then, you know, Quaslul and Dithmanos, which I don't ever mess with them. I probably should, just to get better, but We haven't seen the temple yet. So let's just find ourselves a different staircase and see if we can go ahead and get down to the temple. Alright. I'm going to do something that... I'm going to read this scroll. Okay, it's mapping. Alright, so the temple is not on this floor then. So we'll go down. It'll have to be on the next floor. It has to be between... The deepest it can be is D7. I believe, right? It says right here. It could be between Dungeon 4 and Dungeon 7 when you push Control-O. You can see that. So we'll find it on the next level. I have no abilities. I'm running out of consumables that are impactful. I'm going to drop this Potion of Degeneration, by the way. And these Potions of Stabbing. And because of that, I'm actually just going to enchant the crap out of this flail. And then hope to get a Scroll of Brand Weapon to put on that. Now, I'm not using all of them in case I find some kind of sick Morning Star or another already branded flail, but I need a little bit of a boost right now, and I don't want to die holding a bunch of Scrolls of Enchant Weapon. Just doesn't feel right. Okay, so let's just look around. Ooh, here's a Enchant Armor. This will help me out a good bit. Let me look at my situation. I'm going to put it on my hat. Why am I putting this on my hat? I'm putting this on my hat because that, for me, is the least likely piece of armor that I'm going to replace. Because hats are really hard to find. I can't wear helmets. Plate armor is actually not that hard to find. And especially in the Orcish Mines, you can find it with brands and things like that on it. Poison resistance, fire resistance, something like that. So I don't want to enchant my plate armor. And then +0 gloves would be my second choice, but I don't need to. I'm going to put it on my hat. And we get up to 16 armor class. Every little bit helps. And who we got in here? We've got, this is probably Gedrimul or whatever. Ooh, I got shafted to Dungeon 8. Alright, well that's a bummer because now we just skipped the Ecumenical Temple, which I don't want to have done. So let's find a staircase up. I don't have a Scroll of Magic Mapping anymore, unfortunately. Let's check out what this scroll is. Brand Weapon, beautiful. Hey, and we got a +3 Flail of Flaming. Not the best brand, but it will help. And so given that we did find that, I'm going to just... And we got dropped to D8. I'm going to increase our survivability at the expense of the long game by just enchanting the bejesus out of this weapon. Okay, so here's a bunch of orcs, which aren't in and of themselves too bad, but the Orcish Priest can always be a jerk. So I'm going to step here, and then here, and try to... Here we go. This is about as good as I can do for minimizing line of sight. And then as soon as they step in, I'm going to try to walk over and target the priest and beat him down before he can smite me too many times. So let's just wait here. Wait. Alright, the wizard's in play. Wait. Okay. Here we go. Oh, look at that. I headbutted the wizard and almost killed him in one shot. This is the headbutt MVP game. Okay, so I got confused, but not before I was able to kill the priest. And that is significant. So, okay. Very good. We took care of that. Alright, I need to go get some stones. There's the stairs up, by the way. So I'm going to immediately take these stairs up after I kill this scorpion. You can see right down there in the text box, I thumped him, and I burned him. So there's my brand kicking in. Let's check my skills for a moment. This looks fine. Still. Remember, I'm a Minotaur. I'm a very, very blunt instrument. I'm good at doing pretty much one main thing, so let's just keep maximizing that. Alright, so here we have a really bad situation with this Orc Priest. The Orc Warrior 2 could be a problem, but we do have a stairway we can escape down. And let me look at this guy. he's got chainmail, he doesn't have plate mail, so he'll go down faster than if he was an orc warrior wearing plate. And he also just has this +0 short sword. He doesn't have some big hefty ass two-handed weapon like a dire flail or a halberd that he's going to chop us with. All of that is very good for us. So I'm going to just step back so that the orc priest can't smite me, at least for a couple of turns. And he found his way into the battle, and he's smiting me right now. But we were able to kill the warrior. And so what I'm going to actually do is just walk back and just take this one orc down the steps and kill him. Now we got a wizard here. Alright, so now that guy has a battle axe, which is no good. So I'm going to wait. I can wait one more turn. Oh, he wants to throw a boomerang at me. Interesting. And then I'm going to step up. And then I'm going to kill this guy. He also has boomerangs. Well, hopefully I can get the boomerangs from this dude. Okay, I need to step around so that this priest... Ooh, there's an amulet. Fantastic. Has to get closer. Okay, so the priest is finally adjacent, so I can kill him. I'm going to step here, first things first, and heal. Alright, so we survived that little dust up. And let's then walk slowly over here and pick up this amulet. Now, I have 2 scrolls of Remove Curse, so I can wear this amulet. So I'll put on this amulet. Oh, sweet. It's an amulet of reflection. So now I don't have to spend the money on the other amulet of reflection. This actually just gives me a shield skill of 5 and reflection. It's so GD good. I love it so much. So that really helps us out. So let's keep going. There's an artifact robe. All right. We still don't... All right. Didn't we get any boomerangs from these people? Okay, they're on D7. They're back here. Okay, let's go pick up these boomerangs. But before I do that, though, don't I have boomerangs on auto pickup? I don't. Well, that's a damn shame. Well, now they are. I must not have seen them yet. So let's turn that on. Let's also turn off stabbing, by the way, while we're here. Okay. Pretty good, pretty good. There we go. Fantastic. That'll work. Okay, so I'm going to actually walk back here. The ogre is really, really slow. So I can pick up these boomerangs and then actually get a couple of throws in before he gets adjacent. And then now he's like below half health with those boomerang hits. And that was totally worth it. And then we'll just hit him with our flail until he... Yeah, I hit him, burned him, and headbutt him. That's the Minotaur Holy Trilogy right there. Alright, so there's Vehement. Very good. Ooh, we got a Potion of Haste back, which is delicious. Okay. Let's just beat our way through these guys. Beep, beep, beep. Alright. So here's some whites. Now, what I'm really hoping is whites always come in packs. I can only see this one. Luckily, his halberd isn't branded. And I really hope one of these whites has a shield. That would just be tremendous. I'm going to throw... This guy has a hand axe. That's a shame. Okay, I'm going to have to step in and kill that guy. And then kill this guy. Okay. No shields. Bunch of pole arms. No... Oh, okay. So we're level 9. I'm still boosting strength. I will start soon boosting intelligence, but I'm just concentrating on survival right now. It's worth noting that with a Minotaur, you will have to boost your intelligence a little bit, but I like to save it for later in the game because it does nothing for you early. It's only once you start fighting enemies that can sap your intelligence that it's meaningful. And so don't do it up front, at least in my opinion. Do your strength so that you can survive up until that point. Alright, so we got the temple is here. Now, this centaur has become much, much easier because of our amulet of reflection, we have the opportunity to, number one, just straight block with our 5 shield skill, but we could also reflect stuff back. That being said, I still don't want to be out in the open against a centaur shooting at me. I need a shield before I feel completely comfortable. Okay, here's the temple. So let's see what gods we get. Remember, the temple is not guaranteed to give you the god that you want, so you have to kind of roll with the punches. Who will you see? Who do we see? Okay. There's Okawaru. That's the one that I wanted. So we have Okawaru for now, and I probably will switch to Zen later. So let's just go ahead and join my buddy the War Master. Now, Okawaru, if there's Trog too, which is really nice. But for me, if I'm playing a melee type, my easiest gods to worship are Okawaru or Trog. The thing about Okawaru is it's all about the gifts. There's a buckler, awesome, and it's like a special buckler. I don't really like bucklers, but if I don't have a shield, it's way better than nothing. Okawaru gives you heroism as a ability that you can invoke, and it's nice. Joseph is actually kind of challenging, so I don't have my heroism online yet. He's red. You can see over here in the enemy screen he's red, and that indicates like his threat level. So I'm actually going to drink my potion of haste just so I don't die and kill Joseph more easily. Get all the experience and not have to die. He has this cool +2 hunting sling of flaming if I wanted to go slings, which I don't, because I'm going to be putting on this little shield here. Alright. Okawaru gives you heroism, which I don't have the piety to even use it, which is really, really handy. It gives you +5 to all of your melee attacking skills. And your armor skills, your shield, all that stuff. Anything you would use in close quarter combat. But the real reason that you do it, at least in my opinion, is so that you can get gifted gear and weapons. Just to have an extra income stream, an extra way of getting to stuff, is super, super useful. Because for a class like this, what you're looking for is a full kit of armor with resistances, and that's kind of like, you don't have spells to get the versatility. You need all of the versatility, the survivability, and the damage in the items that you wear. Not like other classes necessarily don't, but you live and die with it. So Okawaru helps out by filling. You don't get to pick, and it's not always good. Like the last time, actually, I was Okawaru, I got nothing that I used. It was a shame. But then there are times when you just get outrageous items. So that's why I'm going Okawaru. And his later ability, Finesse, is no joke to get basically combat haste. Not movement speed, but attack speed, and it's awesome. Okay, so let me use a scroll of enchant weapon on my weapon, and then let me look at my inventory. So I've got this buckler. I'm just going to actually wear the buckler, see what it is. Ooh, look how sweet that is. It's a +2 buckler of protection. So protection is an interesting brand in that if it's on a weapon, it gives you +7 to your armor class once you've swung in combat. So if you're engaged in melee combat, it will turn on, but it's not on otherwise. But if it's on like a ring or a piece of a shield, I should say, then it is always on. It's always active. And so let's just show you the difference. If I take this, let's see. If I take off this buckler, my armor class goes down by 3. And my shields go down to 5. And my evasion is 12. If I wear this buckler, My evasion ticks down by 1, but then my armor class goes up 3 and my shields goes up by 5. Bucklers give, I believe, a 3 shield skill, and this is +2. And so 3 + 2 + 5 from my Amulet of Reflection gives me a shield of 10. I have a 0 skill right now, so I'm not getting any bonuses from that. But now that we have a shield, I'm going to turn on training of shields and keep everything else as is. And that's fine. I'm actually going to turn on invocations for just a second, and you'll see why. You need invocations to use your Okuwaru abilities, but the requirements are super, super low. There's a Wand of Ice Blast. That's great. Trog does not use invocations at all. He just uses piety to determine whether or not you can use Trog's Hand or Brothers in Arms or whatever. Okuwaru does require the use of invocations, but it's pretty low, so I don't have to train it very much. Now, it's much, much higher for the last ability, but for heroism, it's pretty easy. Okay, so let's keep on going. That's Dungeon 7 all cleared out. I have an un-ID'd scroll. Let's read it. Holy word. Okay. I'm actually going to go up and clear out Dungeon 6 just to make sure there's no cool treasures that I am missing. Alright. Yeah, look at that. That is 1 and 2 smites. Smites are basically the biggest pain in your ass if you're melee because they don't care about any of the defensive things that you have on, and they have what's called smite targeting, which means as long as you're in line of sight, it does not matter if something is blocking the line of fire, they can hit you with it. It automatically hits. It is unbelievably annoying. Okay, so I'm hoping in this little room there's some cool treasure, and there is. There's like some treasure chambers. There's a glowing greatsword. Let's see if there's anything else that's worth it. Okay, here's Dowen. Alright, so Dowen is a named enemy. I've got heroism, by the way, and my failure is 2%, and I only have a 1.9 evocation skill, so you can see how easy that is to use. The thing about heroism 2, as far as I understand it, correct me if I'm wrong, it gives you +5, and it always gives you +5 to your combat skills. It does not give you more based on your piety or based on your invocation skill. Now, invocations and piety might affect the duration. I'm not sure about that, but as far as the magnitude, it is not at all changed. So you really don't need to spend that much in invocations at all. I'm immediately going to use it. I will probably lose it when I use it. I don't. Now, the thing about Dowen is he's got a wife, and if either one of them die, Duvessa, the other one will go berserk and will get extremely powerful. However, they're yellow, so I think I should be able to take them. If not, I can always teleport out of here. Anyway, I'm going to swing at Dowen, and we killed him. And then... Oh, you're right. They're not lovers. They're brother and sister. Ooh, I made that a lot... I apologize. I kind of made that more disturbing than it needed to be. It's not incestuous. They're just brother and sister. But yeah, so she's the sis, she's pissed, and she's got her short sword. No, dude, it's important to know. Alright, so she's berserk now, right? So, let's just see how we can stand in with her. Now, we just beat the crap out of her with that shot. Remember, she's berserk, so she has extra hit points. She is attacking for more damage, and she's hasted, basically. So she's going to be really hard, but she has a +0 short sword. So there's that. And you can see that because I used heroism, I'm just going to push M to show you my skills. Skills that are in green have been augmented. So basically everything in the left column that is a weapon or armor skill including stealth for, stabbers or whatever, has been bumped up by 5. And the effect of that is that my armor class is now 22, my evasion is 15, and my shields are 12. All of those are raised. And raising your armor skill, your weapon skill raises your 2 hit and damage with that weapon. And it also lowers your attacks, your delay, and makes you attack faster. So it's just excellent to have. Now with that hit, I bludgeoned her with 2 exclamation points. This text gives you a kind of indication of how much damage you do. I also burned her, and my headbutt unfortunately missed. So let's just try to hit her again. I blocked her attack and I missed her. And then she hit me but did no damage because my armor class is too high for her short sword, which has bad base damage. I hit her again, I rocked her, and I beat the bejesus out of her. She's gone. Let's see, did you guys have anything good? No. Okay. So, crisis averted, siblings dead, and then now that my invocations is 10, you'll see I'm at 1 is 2. My failure rate is 1% on heroism. I'm actually going to stop training invocations for the time being. And then that'll be good enough. What do I have? I just have this Wand of Ice Blast. I'll do evocations at some point. 2 scrolls of Remove Curse and a scroll of Fear. That's actually pretty good. I'll take that. We get a little gold and a couple of rations. Very good. Alright, so let's just see what's going on here. Yeah, it's Uredal Emnal. Anyway, it's the undead necromantic army god. Not for us. Let's go. Alright, so here is a ghost vault, and there is a centaur barding, which I don't have any use for at all, and a ghost who is coming up as red difficulty, so no and no. Let's go ahead and find another staircase down. Here we go. And let's just keep going. Ooh, here's some artifact scale mail. I'm actually going to look at that. Probably not use it, but let's just step here and let's wear this scale mail and see what it's all about. Oh, that's hilarious. It's going to corrode me when I take it off. Fantastic. That's why you don't blind wear armor like I just did. Anyway, so I'm going to have to take this off. And it's going to be like, are you sure? And luckily, it didn't. Maybe it corrodes you if you take damage, and it's not on takeoff. I'll look at that really quickly. I'm going to wear my plate armor again, and then I'm going to look at this item before I throw it away, and it may corrode you when you take damage, not when you put it on, or not when you take it off. Okay, so that's great. So some items will have this asterisk brand, like you can see in the description. It might say asterisk rage, which like makes you sometimes go berserk in combat. Sometimes it happens when you get hit. Sometimes it happens if you take off the item. Like contaminate usually works that way. But anyway, we dodged a bullet. So let's get rid of that crap. It would have had to be exceptional scale mail for me to use it over plate because the base armor is so poor. Long Sword of Electrocution, luckily. Ooh, look at that. +2 plate armor of cold resistance. That is so nice. Thank you, sir. So this is what I'm talking about, why I did not enchant my plate armor before. Because you never know when an orc warrior, which they can wear chain scale or plate, I do believe, might just be wearing a branded set of plate. So that's why I did not enchant armor my plate, hoping for something like this to happen. So I'm going to wear this better armor. Now I have some cold resistance and have higher armor class. That is beautiful. Let's drop this and let's see what scrolls we have. Fear, Teleport, Identify, and Remove Curse. Do we have any un-ID'd potions? We do. I'm then going to read my scroll of Identify and identify this potion. And it is a potion of flight. very situational, but sometimes you have to have them. That's fine. I'm really hoping for heal wounds. That's kind of the panic potion, the ultimate escape thing. All right, so here's a big old orc warrior with a battle axe. Let's see what kind of battle axe it is. So I'm pushing X, and then you bring up this little yellow box. I'm hovering over him, and it says he has a +0 battle axe, but he does have 5 boomerangs quivered, which he's going to give us, which is extremely generous. So let's get them. Maybe he'll want to just have a boomerang battle. I sincerely hope so. Because I don't know if he can hurt me with a boomerang. He has finally hurt me. But I can kill him. Now, that actually is a good reminder. Let's go ahead and train up throwing a little bit. Because we started Gladiator, we just got 2 free levels at this, which is really, really good. But actually, no, I'm not going to. I need... I'm going to turn down maces and flails and then emphasize shields for the moment, just to catch shields back up to the rest of the group. I actually like to have a pretty balanced spread of fighting weapon, armor, and shields with an emphasis on my weapon in terms of how I raise my skills. But that's just, you know, your mileage may vary. Everybody's got a different way that they want to raise their skills, and there's different reasons for doing it, which kind of adapt to your playstyle. Like, you know, I've just learned to play that way. I like that. I like having, I mean, I really lean heavily on my armor and my shields, so I like to raise them. But first and foremost, I have to hit and be able to do damage to things, because it's always better to kill things faster than to just, you know, let them get extra attacks on you or spells or whatever it is. All right. So we got a silly iguana. Okay, so what this guy has a +1 glaive of flaming, this orc warrior. So that's kind of a problem. Let's step in and just take him down. Now he's blocking the priest, which is the bigger problem now than his glaive, so that we don't get smited. Okay, so we killed all those guys. We've got now 5 boomerangs in our stack. Oh, and here comes Psyche. Okay, so Psyche is not good. Let me show you why. So she comes with this distortion branded weapon. Okay, so a distortion weapon can do all sorts of things to you. Let me just oops, let me go X and then V. The thing is, she has spells, right? She can turn herself invisible, she can haste herself. These are annoying things. But the biggest bitch of Psyche is that her distortion brand, just like anything with distortion brand, has a chance to just send you to the abyss. And I really don't want to go to the abyss. I have a character that's I'm sort of okay with right now. This stupid Eye of Draining has also taken away my MP, so I can't even go heroic or heroism. And then there's a Hungry Ghost, which is just annoying in its own right. So I'm going to see then if I can just pray that I can get some space on Psyche. I can't. But I was able to get heroism, so I'm going to go heroic. And this is just me praying that I can kill her before her distortion brand rocks me. See, this is one thing distortion can do, which is super annoying, which is blink you. And if you're counting on being able to kill her quickly, there we go, she's dead. Getting blinked away can ruin you, especially if there's like other enemies that she can knock you into. But the main thing I was afraid of is just getting... It's a low chance to send you to the abyss, but it's basically a death sentence for this character if I went there. And I would lose all of the good progress that we've made. And so, Yeah. That's Psyche. Ooh, Kite Shield. Fantastic. Now, I don't know if I'm going to use this Kite Shield just yet. Okay, so here's a troll. Trolls are quite challenging. They hit really, really hard. Let's use our heroism and just bash this guy and see if we can beat him down. Luckily, we're really strong. He's super strong, but we're also super strong. And we've got this very, very nice weapon. We do have a scroll of blinking now, which we can use as a very, very, probably my favorite means of escape in the game, because it's just, you know, it's a controlled blink. You can use it so well. Teleport being number 2, but teleport, as I'm sure you know, takes a while to prime and charge. Blink happens instantly, providing that there's a space for you to blink too, and that a purple, or that something else, you know, isn't affecting your ability to blink. I stepped the wrong way and he got an extra smite on me, but it won't matter. Okay, there we go. This guy just had +0 plate armor, but that's fine. Good for you. All right. I am going to now drop my whip of electrocution, and let's see. Deep. Now, the kite shield itself is much better at blocking than my buckler, but because it's a +2 buckler, and because it's a buckler of protection, and because my shield skill is so low, I'm actually going to keep this buckler on for a while so it doesn't... Ooh, an artifact amulet. Well, I'm definitely going to risk putting this on just to see what it's all about. And this is why you don't do exactly what I did. I mean, I did it twice. So, this is a terrible amulet. It has inaccuracy on it. And it's also going to contaminate me with magic when I take it off. So I'm getting punished by the game for trying to shortcut identifying things before I put it on and just relying on remove curse. It can bite you in the ass, and this is one of the cases where it has done so. So I'm going to then remove this, and it's going to ask me, are you sure? And I'm going to say yes. And now I am contaminated, okay? Now, luckily nothing has happened to me yet, so I'm just going to wait. And now I've been mutated, and that's not a small problem. That so when you get contaminated, there's a chance that something bad like that happens to you, like you get a mutation. And I got one, and the mutation I got is that I basically have Tourette syndrome. I occasionally will just yell, and that's a bitch because that will alert enemies all around me. Oh, that's a great point, cystic fibrosis. You know what? Let me look at my situation. I actually have 3 potions of cancellation. So again, this is why I really have valued playing this game on stream. I used to play this just privately and with friends, and using the wiki, but playing it on stream allows people to point out things that I have either forgotten about or just, you know, didn't consider. I could have just used a potion of cancellation to get rid of the contamination effect, and that would have prevented me from getting this negative mutation. And I actually have 3 potions of cancellation, so it would have seriously been worth it. But now I am going to occasionally shout. And so you'll notice when I shout that my noise bar will fill up. And what that will do is alert enemies in the nearby area that I am here. And in general, that's a problem. It's much bigger problem if I'm trying to be stealthy and stab people, but still, for the most part, I don't want any more enemies than normal coming to the fight. I'm kind of just paying attention to the text. I'm looking at it very, very slowly. What's up, Distorted Truth? I'm looking at it very slowly, not knowing when I'm going to shout. Okay, I need to go up the steps. I've been slowed, which blows. And again, I could cancel this, but I'm not going to. We have 2 people on us. We have this guy who has a +0 glaive and has chainmail, and this guy has a flail and chainmail. Okay, so because of that, I'm actually going to stand here and... Well, I don't have a great spot to fight this group of people. To limit them. I can go here to this square to fight 2 at a time, but I will get hit moving here, here, here for doing that. And so it's not quite worth it. I'm just going to go heroic in place, and I'm going to hit this guy. I'm going to kill the porcupine, and I'm going to kill this guy. Okay. There we go. So that way we can at least take care of that situation. Now, I'm not going to go down that staircase because it's surrounded. I'm going to go down a different staircase. Now, I'm going to keep an eye on for how frequently I shout. It hasn't happened a lot yet. Alright, this guy is tough to hit. Let's just take him down like that. Now, let's see my skills. My shield skill is definitely moving up. I think it's worth just examining what the difference would be between the 2 shields right now. So I'm going to go into... I'm at a 12... I'm at a 7 shield right now. Why is my shield skill only... Oh, I forgot to put my Amulet of Reflection back on. I was wondering why it was only 7. Okay, there we go. After I took off this terrible artifact. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Now we have 12 shield again. Let's go ahead and wear the kite shield. It does take us up to 15 shield, but it drops our armor class down from 22 to 19, and it drops our evade, and it will also slow down our ability to use our weapon in combat because our shield skill is low. So I'm actually going to go back to this buckler for a bit. It's really good, and I can lean on this until I get my shield skill and my strength high enough that I don't have to worry about the effects of being encumbered by a big heavy shield. Now we've got a steam dragon, so I'm going to move into this corridor here and just try to fight these guys one-on-one. Okay. Unfortunately, the steam dragon can blast through this bullfrog, and the white has a reaching weapon, so it's not ideal, but I'm going to go heroic and just beat the bejesus out of these guys. Okay, so here's a big old killer bee. Luckily, we're accurate enough to hit them. This is where I'm just going to keep backing up into this hallway and taking these guys down one at a time. Here's a troll. Let's just throw some boomerangs at this dude until he gets to us and take him down. We have a 23 strength, a 12.9 skill level with maces and flails, and we also have a +6 flail of flaming. So all of these things combined are helping us wreck enemies right at this stage in the game. A +6 weapon at this stage is very, very strong, combined with our strength and our skill aptitude. All right, let's just kill these guys. Now, this is a bad situation where there's a lot of enemies, and there's a Komodo dragon, which is just tough in and of itself, but then there's a priest. So before I run away to get a better positioning, I need to kill that priest so he's not just smiting me the entire way. Now, you're going to see me move all the way across the map diagonally to this killing hallway that I used before. As I move, because most of these enemies have the same movement speed as me, except for probably this adder, I'm not getting attacked because the Komodo dragon has to move with me to keep up. So I'm moving diagonally, and back. Okay, and then now I'm going to go heroic. I will take an attack While I do my heroic, it uses a turn, but it's more than worth it. You'll see that my armor class, evade, and shield all bump up. And now we can just safely stand here and hit these enemies. None of these enemies can use spells or reach through. The Howler Monkey is a bummer because he wants to tell everyone about the fight. But I already have Tourette's, so there's a very good chance I've already done that. Yeah, you saw that the Howler Monkey in the purple text, he hoots and howls with incredible vigor, and that's why the noise meter spiked up. So now everyone on the floor knows where I am, but to be honest, this is actually a pretty good spot. The only thing that would make it better if that staircase behind me was a staircase up and I had mapped the area above and cleared it out. But I do have an escape route, and I'm fighting things one at a time. Okay, we are up to level 11. Very good. We are no longer heroic. Now, keep in mind that, heroism does use piety, so I'm trying to get my piety up with Okawaru as high as possible, so he'll start gifting me items. But heroism uses very, very little piety. So you can go to your god screen, go to your powers. Oh, I'm sorry. Push A for your abilities, and then you can push the question mark and look at heroism, and it says that the piety is a small hit. And so I'll get the piety back just from killing these guys, and then I'd much rather have the survivability of having this skill on, just in case, because the Howler Monkey alerted everybody that if anybody else wants to come into the fight, I'm heroic and strong. All right, let's just throw some boomerangs at this scorpion. Let me just make sure there's no other throwing items. There are some poison darts, which I'd prefer. Poison darts are great early because you can just poison stuff and run away and let it drop over dead, but I'd like to just have my boomerangs for now. All right, so here we go. We do have a bunch of enemies come in, so it's worth considering getting a better spot to fight than this completely open area. However, these bees are super fast, so I'm actually just going to go heroic in place, kill one bee, two bees. There we go. Okay, we got a bunch of bees coming at us, so let's... Yeah, I gotta kill the moccasin. That was some headbutting action that was pretty funny. Okay, there we go. Oh, another bee. Oh, he didn't see me somehow. Oh, let's go heroic. We got a bunch of bees. The thing about bees is they're hard to hit, and they can poison you. I don't have resist poison, and I only have 3 potions of curing, so I don't want to get into a spot where I have to use one of my potions. But we avoided that. Alright. Let's then keep going. Ooh, 4 boomerangs in a stack. That is so nice. Thank you so much. I appreciate that dungeon. Alright, this worker ant was not impressed by my boomerangs, however. There's the lair, and the lair is a very welcome sight when you go flail, and you're a Minotaur. You're just like, yes, please, I will go in there. Now, I don't have resist poison, unfortunately. That's the only thing that gives me any pause about the lair. But the fact that hydras aren't a concern for me, I mean, they still do a lot of damage, don't get me wrong, but the fact that I can just beat them with my blunt weapon and not have them spawn extra heads and become more of a threat is beautiful. Let's just find something with resist poison on it. I guess I do have this ring. Let's go ahead and... Do I have identify? I don't. Well, let's just put on this ring and see what it's all about. Let's take off... Oh, okay. Great. Well, it's a ring of dexterity. That will be replaced as soon as possible, but for now, it actually helps my evasion. So, that's great. Okay, so that's Dungeon 10, all done. I might try to go down to like Dungeon 12 before I poke around in the lair, just so I can find the Orcish mines. Uh-oh. Okay, this sucks. Alright, so let's talk about why this sucks. Number one, these enemies are actually not hard. I'm not worried about them. Yaks can do a lot of damage, but I'm not super afraid. But what I am upset about is that there is a dispersal trap right there. So that little pink dispersal trap, if one of those enemies walks on it, it will yank me around off the staircase. And I'm going to get pinballed around, most likely, by that pack of enemies as they step on that. So I'm going to try to go right back up the steps. Good. I don't want to be knocked away from my staircase on a level that I haven't explored at all. Okay. Oh, okay. So the ugly thing corroded me. Let's just move back into the hallway and not get nuts. There's no reason to get nuts. I gotta bring it back in. I gotta rein it in. Sometimes I can get over my skis when I start to feel powerful, and that's usually a recipe for disaster. Okay, I've been barbed by this Manticore. You see this red indication debuff below my character information in the upper right. What's up, Railbird? How's it going, man? You playing some dungeon crawl in a tournament right now? This is the latest version. This is version 0.25, and I'm playing online on the Kelby server, doing some tournament runs, trying to get some points for the tournament before it closes on the 28th. So this is the brand spanking new latest version of the main game. I could drink a potion of cancellation to get rid of these barbs, but it's not worth it. What barbs means is that I will take damage if I move. The game will give you an indication, but I'm just going to throw boomerangs at this guy. Let him get to me and then hit him really hard with my hammer. Or my flail, I should say. And, you know, just swing that thing at him. That big ball on an end of a chain until he dies. Okay. Alright, so we got like a little ant colony here. I was poisoned, but if I can, I always like to try to wait poison off so that I don't have to use my potion of curing. Now, one thing that you'll notice when you do get poisoned up in the upper right, there will be a yellow indication on your hit point bar that's showing you how many hit points you're going to lose due to that poison over time so that you can plan accordingly. Alright, so here's, oh, yeah, dude. You know what, to be honest, that's totally cool. This is my first tournament, and, I normally play the console version myself, and I've been playing the game for like 10 years, and this is the first time I've entered a tournament, so I could completely get you on that. I believe that version 0.25 of the console is out now, if you want to download it. But if you have a game going in 2.4, just my advice would be just finish it and then boot up 2.5. 2.4 is a cool version, though. I played it for... It was out for a while. And, yeah. Yeah, and... Exactly, dude. That's cool. Well, if you're interested, Railbird, I haven't done much with pure caster classes, but I have a bunch of YouTube like tutorial videos that walk you through how to play some straight melee classes like human berserker, minotaur fighter, and then hill orc fighter. I'm sorry, hill orc berserker, but also I have some hybrid videos if you want to see how those go. But yeah, as Cystic Fibrosis is talking about, the tournament, it's not like you play against other people. You're just playing against the scoreboard. And so you can just do it for fun and just, you know, get some points. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, it's one of the things I really like about the game Railbird is that they keep updating it. It's what makes it stay fresh and relevant. There are some big changes in this version. This is 2.5. But yeah, if you just start an online game of Dungeon Crawl right now, of version 0.25 on one of the servers, you will be playing in the tournament. And you're not playing against anyone, you're just getting points. And so it might be fun just to do it, but at the same time, the main thing for me is actually the fact that the interface is so much different when you play online versus playing console. It's not like dramatically different, but the fact that you don't have the information at the bottom right of your screen that you can use the mouse on, and the mouse is much less useful in the online version than it is in the console version. That threw me through a huge loop. Not being able to see my potions, my abilities, my inventory graphically is annoying, but I've gotten used to it. Now this invisible guy is ruining my day, but we got him. Okay, it's probably an unseen horror. I said I wanted to go down to D12, but sometimes the game likes to pop a bunch of invisible dudes, and if that's going to be the case, then I'm just going to go to the lair instead of poking around much more on the main dungeon. Oh, that's cool, dude. Okay, so you do have experience playing online then. Yeah, it's just a little... I mean, for me, it was a big difference, like, getting acclimated. Yeah, you know what? There's a lot of people who are in your boat. Like, I was just talking to a dude yesterday, and... Oh, that's cool. You can? I've never messed with that before. I didn't know that, Silent N. Thanks for that. Yeah, there's a lot of people who just come back for the tournaments, who kind of like take a break from the game and then, you know, boot it up, or when a new version comes out. So you're in the same boat with a lot of people. I take breaks as well. Like, you know, sometimes I'll take a break for a year. Oh, what's up, E-Nonsense? Yeah, it's hilarious. It's a little bit like, you know, it's got the spirit of an old game built in that you have to do some... jump through some hoops to play the console version online. There's the Orcish Mines. As deep as it can be. Oh, okay, so yeah, this acid dragon just plucked me from afar for, you know, just a smooth 25 damage and corroded me. Not my favorite. Yeah, they did. Most of the spells got huge overhauls. I think, Conjure Flame is like the big one that you might, as far as just pure fire spells that they changed. That is a funky spell to get working. I tried it, and it like felt really weird to start a fire at your feet and then move backward. I'm sure if I got it, it just seemed a little quirky. Yeah, exactly. Isn't that hilarious? Yeah, they do that sometimes where they're just like, you know what, we need to switch this or whatever. Ooh, aww. Yep, so it's time to like completely, unfortunately, have to you know, relearn the game, it's brutal. Or just relearn what spells you want to do. But you know what, dude? I might do a... I have a Null Fighter of Ashanzari game going on that I'll pick up after the tournament that's in 2.5. And I'm using a lot of high-level spells with that character. And so if you want to see some of the spells in action, you can see me just completely misuse. Oh, cool. Yeah. I've been enjoying live streaming this game. I had no idea that there would be like an audience or anything, but it's been a real treat to do this because people have helped me get better at this game big time. I stream the game pretty much most of the time, Sunday through Thursday. From like 11 to 1 Eastern Standard Time. But sometimes I just fall asleep and don't do it. But most of the time I try to keep to that schedule. Alright. I said I was going to go intelligence at level 12. And I'm actually not going to. You know what, dude? I know. It's like I was watching some stuff, like some videos about how to, you know, be a streamer or whatever. And they were like, number one, you've got to have a schedule and you've got to stick to it. You know, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do that. And then I'm just like, you know what? Like, I'm doing this for fun. Like, some nights I'm just not feeling it. I know that it hurts my, like, you know, growth or viewership or whatever, but that's just the reality of it. Oof. Oof. What just... Was this yak goring me? What just was ripping me apart there? No, the shadow went invisible and then struck at me from the darkness. That must have been where the damage came from. Okay, well, that's painful. All right. Let's kill this shadow so there's no more. So the shadow, like, hides and then jumps out and stabs you. That's not pleasant. All right, let's kill that guy before he poisons us. I'm going to finish D12 here and then go to a different branch. This is generally what I like to do, is just get about to D12 and then start hitting some sub-branches, because the dungeon itself gets a little bit too risky for me. I like to level up and loot up. Like, you get things like this, like a hallway. Oh, you will, dude. Good luck, man. I hope that you will. I think a lot of your tricks from 2.2 should still be in play in version 2.4, so maybe you can get that victory and then switch over to 2.5 and see what it's like. You're inspiring me, though, Railbird, to try to do a fire elemental run. I haven't done one that's like just pure damage caster from the get-go. And then that way I could give you better advice. Not that you necessarily need advice, but I want to learn the class myself. Alright, so I've got this two-headed ogre and this acid dragon. And this is why I don't like getting too deep in the dungeon with an early character. Because this acid dragon wants to corrode me. And this two-headed ogre wants to just demolish me. So, let's see. I do have finesse at a 41% failure, so that's a good point to remind myself that I need to start getting my invocations back up again. Okay. I can evoke what? Okay, okay. Alright, first I'm going to just put some... that's no good. I'm going to put some acid at this dude. Okay. I'd really, really like to corrode him a little bit. There we go. So when he gets that little, like... It looks kind of like a drink for a pina colada icon in the upper right there. But anyway, he's been corroded, so his weapon and armor are way down. That's great. So I'm just going to hit him with a boomerang. And I'm going to go heroic and then bash him and kill him really fast and then kill this guy. Okay, there we go. No problem. Might want to raise up my evocations as well at some point, but let's just do invocations for now. Yeah, Yaktar Captain. Now, luckily, because I've got my Amulet of Reflect, I bounced back this dude's arrow, and it hit him for 3 exclamation points. I mean, that's just his worst day. He's like, you've got to be kidding me. Hey, what's up, Rabbit Vermin? How's it going, man? Yeah, dude, I'm trying to get one more victory in for the tournament. I did end up winning with that Deep Dwarf that we were working on last night. I'm going to post the whole playthrough up on YouTube so you can see, but I got a 4-rune victory with that Deep Dwarf, and now I'm just trying to get a smooth, easy victory with a Minotaur. Oh man, dude, that's so interesting, Railbird. I didn't know that. I used to play Sif Muna all the time, way back in the day when I would go casters. I used to love Spriggan Air Elementalist, and I would go Sif Muna, but I didn't know that they took that away. Losing a character at level 27 that's one of those things that can sometimes make me step away from the game while I lick my wounds for a bit. It's soul crushing, dude. Soul crushing. I lost one. I've lost 2 level 27 characters in the tournament so far that did not, obviously didn't get wins, and it was just so painful. All right, so let's just go up on this Yaktar Captain. He is going to get a shot. I'm going to go heroic then, just to block him a little bit better. And then look at that. We killed him with his own arrow. Okay, so whatever's up here is really, really challenging. Oh, we've got a Tengu Reaver. Jeez, it's guarded by a bunch of red dudes. I'm just hoping that maybe there's like a little bit of treasure up here. It's probably just a bunch of crap, and I'm just fighting hard monsters for no reason. But let's just get some good stuff. All right, so he's going to get his battle sphere going. Oh. That guy just hit me for 80, 90, 88 in one shot. It was a bolt of acid from him and his battle sphere. Yeah, so that's not what I want to see. So when that happens, what I need to do is just calmly blink away. I guess the game kept trying to tell me not to go up that way, so let's just blink over here. Out of line of sight. And run away. This is a runaway situation. Yeah, dude. That's what I'm saying. There's been a whole bunch of like extremely hard monsters over here in this upper right on the end of this like sideways S or whatever you want to call this little inchworm. And so I'm assuming that there's maybe some good stuff up here, but I can't take that blast again. I can't take getting, a feather dropped on me at this point. I gotta run away so bad. All right, so let's go ahead. Do I have fog? Dude, you're right about that, Silent N. Yeah, I kept talking about how I was gonna go layer, and then like sometimes I get stubborn in this game, like, and I feel like, oh, I'm Yeah, it spooked me off this floor. I'm just hoping I can still make it. Sometimes I get stubborn, like I'm going to clear the whole floor. That guy pierced my stubbornness and my armor and told me to run away. I'm hoping that Tengu doesn't have, like, super speed or something. Let's just get the hell out of here. I think I was... I don't know if I was heroic when that happened. Now, you can't block Acid Bolt with a shield. I don't believe you can block any bolt spell with a shield, even though the name says bolt. But so my shield was not in play, but Jesus, I mean, I guess I don't have any resist corrosion. I would have taken half damage if I had resist corrosion. I believe that's how that works. All right. Anyway, yeah, exactly, Railbird. You're right. So if I had resist corrosion, it would have done half damage, I think. But I have none because I'm not that far. And yeah, let's just get out of here. And if I see that Tengu on the screen, I will blink again for good measure because I don't want to die. I really don't want to. I don't have any fog to block his line of sight. I don't have any scrolls of summoning. It did, Rabid Vermin. It got the battle sphere. It was like everything good that could happen for that guy happened. He got like the biggest hit possible with his acid bolt. It splashed acid on me, and then the battle sphere hit with both of its things. Yeah, that's a good point. Like if I want some resist corrosion, I could put those on and then go fight that. No, I'm just joking. I'm not going to. My plate mail, it will give me resist corrosion. You're absolutely right about that. But my plate mail right now is +2 resist cold. And so I could like keep it as a situational piece, but I'm just going to try to get resist corrosion on some jewelry. Okay, let's go back to a staircase. Luckily, most of this floor is mapped. Okay. Yep. And we'll go up, and then we'll just rest. Alright. So we're alive, and yes, we're going to do exactly like you said, Silent. Just pretend that that never happened. And let's just eat some cheese, and just purge those memories. And then let's just, you know... Let's go to, let's go to the lair for a second. Alright. Now, really, all I'm afraid of with the lair is poison. I mean, these spiny frogs hit hard, but I'll take, and you know, these crocodiles, once they haste themselves and everything, they'll hit me hard, but I'll take hard hitters over getting poison, because I don't have resist poison at the moment. There's a dispersal trap. Get me out. Okay. Blink frog. Well, I've got boomerangs, buddy. There we go. 1 down, 2 down. Let me look at my skills. I just want to bring my finesse down to like... I like it to have it around 7 or 9% failure, so I can use it reliably. And then I'll stop training invocations for now. And pick it up later if I decide to switch over to Zen for the late game. Okay. Kill some frogs. There we go. Now there's a scroll of identify. Do I have any... Yeah, I have a bunch of unID'd potions. I also don't have any... I haven't found heal wounds yet. Let's see. Potion of might? Well, that's good. Yeah. Alright, let's blow that guy apart. And, okay. Okuwaro did give us that big old sword before, so it's going to take him a while before he gives us something else. Ooh, here it is. Here's a weapon. Aw, quarterstaff. Come on now. I'm hoping for armor is what I want. I mean, I don't have a cloak or boots. My gloves are bad. So, anyway, that's the thing. You never know with Okawaru. You just never know. So let's see what this is. Yeah. I'm not even going to bother identifying it. I'm basically a person who refuses to not have a shield on. So I don't even mess with two-handed stuff unless it's exceptional in its early game. Yeah, exactly. Luckily, Minotaur has great aptitude with fighty stuff. Oh, okay. So here's Gastronach. Now, for a Minotaur, I'm really hoping for a pimp hat from Gastronach here. It might not happen. You know, you never know. But, alright, let's go ahead and finesse and just step in and beat the crap out of this guy. Aww, just a regular +1 cap. Gastronach, I needed an artifact hat from you. Ooh, here's another scroll of enchant weapon, which is just so nice given the fact that we almost have a... Ooh, let's, speaking of that, what other maces have we found? We haven't seen anything better than a flail yet. So we haven't seen a morning star or an evening star yet. What do you got here? Scroll. Scroll of silence. Okay, fine. Oh, these Komodo dragons. They reworked them to be fighty. You know, they used to just be... They would make you sick. But they don't do that anymore. They just hit you hard. Which, honestly, I prefer them to just hit me hard. But they do hit you hard. Alright, let's have some cheese and look at our abilities. We're down to 24%. Oh, there's another scroll. Always praying for, well, not that. Acquirement. The dream of acquirement. Okay, here's Fanar. So, I do have my cold resistance, which is going to help me significantly on Fanar. I'm going to do all my stuff. Railbird, I do. I mean, it's risky because you will waste some scrolls early on. Like, you'll waste some powerful stuff. But for the most part, I like to blind read scrolls if there's no enemies on the screen. In case it's like Torment or something crappy, so that I can just recover. But I generally like to save Identify for my potions first. I've already ID'd a lot of the scrolls that I would want to preserve. Two potions of mutation. Well. Still no heal wounds. Looking for the heal wounds here, people. I am a statue. So let's just sit here as a statue for a second and then bash this basilisk down. There's some nice leather armor. Some regular plate. Unid'd potion. War axe. Alright, let's step out of these clouds. Hey, level 13. Alright. Spiny. Bunch of food. Take it. We'll take it. I'm hungry anyway. I'll have some cheese. Okay, so I want to check my shield at this point to see if it's a good idea to shift over from my buckler to my kite shield. So let's go ahead and put on our kite shield. Our shield skill does go up to 18 now. I know, those basilisks are rough. They're not as rough for me as a melee person as they are for casters, because, like, if you turn me into a statue, I still have my armor. I mean, I lose my shield, which is a huge bummer, but I can probably stand there and take some damage for a second. But if you're in robes, it's not pretty. Alright, so I think that... Let me look at the shield itself in the description. Skill to remove penalty is 15 for a medium shield, or it's a kite shield. Yeah, exactly, dude. That's why I was like, I wasn't too worried about it because he was by himself, but that's the thing. It's like the combination of them, just like those stupid floating eyes or whatever, that just wreck you. So I'm close to the penalty. I'm actually going to start wearing this. Well, let me look. Now, you know what? I'll keep the buckler for a bit until I get the penalty completely removed, and then I'll change. Alright, and step down. Bunch of frogs. So, let's bring 2 frogs up and kill them. Hey, yes. Now we're talking. Okawaru just gave me some ammunition. Now, they changed Trog, so he no longer gives you ammunition, which is a huge hit, in my opinion, as I mean, not a huge hit, but it sucks. Because I love throwing stuff as a melee person. I mean, and javelins specifically are insanely powerful for piercing through everything and getting some annoying caster or smiter in the background. So the fact that Okawaru still gives you the ammunition is really good. Where's my failure rate? 19%? Okay, let's just keep going then. Ooh, gloves! There we go. Let's put these nice gloves on. Let's hope that they're nice. Okay, well, they don't have a strength brand, which would have been the best, but they are +2. So that is phenomenally better than what we had. Now we're up to 26 armor class. Starting to get there tank-wise. Alright, we got a wyvern. Snake man. Hey, okay, cool. Got the snake pits. And what kind of armor did we get? Ooh, we got an artifact cloak from Okawaru. Let's see if this is nice. Let's identify this cloak. That is an insane cloak. Unfortunately, the intelligence hit is a bit much for my Minotaur, but I will save that cloak and use it when I need like a ring of intelligence to balance this. But this has all the resistances that I want right now, and regeneration, and it's +2. That's such a sweet... Oh, sweet, man. Thank you for that. Yeah, I love pressing the backslash to bring up this screen so that I can, like, you know, tell the, like, I don't want rings of ice, I don't want rings of dexterity, you know, so I can do this. But I had forgotten about the fact that you can then see what is remaining. Like, so for example, if I go down to scrolls, I still haven't found amnesia, fog, immolation, noise, summoning, torment, and acquirement. So 1, 2, 3 bad ones, 1 useless one, 1, 2, 3 good ones, and this is the prime one. So that's super helpful. Thank you for that. Yeah, so I have to raise my intelligence. Yeah, it's awesome for pure melee. I mean, like, and especially considering, ooh, there's some artifact chainmail. Very nice. It's just an issue of getting my intelligence up. So at level 15, we will raise intelligence. And we're looking for intelligence gear, which normally I never am. Alright, let's go ahead and identify some potions. There's potions of heal wounds. There's 2 of them. Beautiful. Okay. Now, really, at this point, the only scrolls that I would be bummed if I blind read and I got them, in terms of losing the scroll forever, are fog and summoning. The other ones will hurt me, but I'm going to read this anyway. It's amnesia, so okay. Oh, another enchant weapon, man. We are making... Oh, I have 3. Was that a stack of 3? Good lord. All right, so let's just go ahead and... I'm just going to max enchant this weapon for now. And if we get a better one later, we still have 1 scroll left for it. But oh, actually, Railbird, that's an amazing question. I have edited my RC file for playing online so that I auto chop butcher corpses and I auto eat when I move around. So like if I push O to auto explore, I have it set so that first my character will not auto explore until he's fully healed, and then he will also eat before he moves, which is just baseline in the game. But yeah, I have auto butcher on, so when I walk over a corpse, he'll just chop it up. So it's a nice expedient. You can edit your INI file as well, or your INF file as well for the console version to do that, just to help speed the game up. All right, so that's layer 3. Let me take a look at my inventory. I'm going to drop this ring of ice, and I'm going to drop... nothing else needs dropped. That's fine. Okay, so let me quickly turn off amnesia scrolls. I don't want to pick those up again. Looks good. Very good. Okay, so I think we're all set. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. It's been really fun. I will end this session here with this character, and things are looking really good. Hey, thanks for the follow, Silent N. Hopefully I'll see you again next time. Things are looking good for this character. Like, I feel like I'm going to be able to make some serious progress before the tournament ends. And we'll see how many runes we can get, and then just try to get escape with this this Minotaur and get one last victory. So I will check you guys next time. Thanks a lot. Remember, I will put all these videos up on YouTube so you can watch through anything that you have missed. And I'm going to go pass out. So take care, everybody. Good night.